Oh, aloha, Professor Britos. How are you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. We're doing a series called Five Things You Don't Know About Me, and I'm wondering, do you have a few minutes? It'd be great to learn more about you and your background at HBU.
Sure. Yeah. A few minutes.
Cool. This is a great space. Is this I guess it would be the green screen studio?
Green screen studio in Sharky's Cove on 4th Street in the old Blackstone building.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice little studio. Folks do talk shows, and we film a lot of pitches and student projects here.
It's very nice. Maybe tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been at HBU, and maybe your role.
Okay. I've been here since 2008, so 15 years.
Wow.
And I am an associate professor and the program chair for cinematic multimedia arts.
I know it's off the top of your head, but maybe do you have 5 things we might not know about you?
Yeah, sure. 5 things. Well, I used to be a professional athlete.
Okay.
World-class racquetball.
Racquetball, okay.
So I played all over the world, and along with that, I've played basketball with Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
The Harlem Globetrotters, and with Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant, wow, tell us a little bit about Kobe Bryant. How is Kobe Bryant?
Yeah, Kobe, so I used to work for Quincy Jones and David Salzman on the Vibe TV show in the late 1990s at CBS Television City in Los Angeles, and I was a producer-writer. Kobe was one of my guests, and he was like 18, 19.
Okay.
He just came on to the Lakers.
Yeah.
And so he was coming on. I think Sinbad was our host at the time.
Wow.
And so we had a basketball court outside. We played ball and those kinds of things. And so when Kobe came, I had to figure out his segment, and I figured, okay, he's pretty much known for his crossover dribble.
Yeah.
Allen Iverson and others were doing like crossover stuff. Right. So I had to get him to play a little ball with me, show me his crossover, see if it'd work out. So we got some basketballs, played a little ball, and then when he came on the show, he taught Sinbad how to do the crossover dribble.
That's cool.
Kind of a thing. So yeah, nice guy.
Well, that's a great first one. What would be a second thing we don't know about you?
Second thing that you might not know about me, well, I've written a trilogy of novels. The first one just got accepted by UH Press. So
congratulations.
Thank you. UH Press looks like they're going to publish it. It should come out sometime next year. It's called Spiral Jungle.
Spiral Jungle, okay.
I started it in 1988, actually.
Wow.
When I was up at UH Manoa.
Yeah.
And started a little family narrative that takes place in a mythical valley. And then I went to USC Film School and did screenwriting for a bunch of years, and then picked it up again. So it's a sci-fi speculative fiction novel.
Wow.
And if published, as we expect next year, seems like it'll be the first novel that UH Press has published by Kanaka Maoli in its 50-year history.
That's fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So let's see. What would be the third thing?
Third thing, I grew up with 7 brothers and sisters, and we had a family band. Traveled around the world playing music, and my dad, he was a military officer and a meteorologist, but he was also a virtuoso musician. So he taught all of his kids how to play, and we danced and sang, and did that in the 1960s, 1970s.
Wow. What instrument did you play?
I played ukulele, a little guitar, percussions, bongos.
Oh, wow.
Sang and danced, did the whole thing.
Wow.
Learned how to produce. I was the oldest son, so had to make sure all the players were in place, all the costumes were in place, all the instruments were there. So
That's
still
fantastic.
doing the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Producing and writing and doing events and those kinds of things.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So what would be the fourth thing?
Well, I kind of already mentioned it, but I spent 12 years at USC Film School.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was there first I did an MFA in screenwriting, and then I did a Ph.D. in critical studies, and was a pre-doctoral and postdoctoral fellow there.
Wow.
And ended up coming back to Hawaii in 2003, and I helped to write into existence 2 film schools here in Hawaii, the Cinematic Arts School up at UH Manoa, otherwise known as the Academy for Creative Media. I wrote that and taught its first classes there. And then here, several years later at HPU, I helped to write into existence the Cinematic Multimedia Arts program.
What would be the last thing, the final thing we don't know about you?
After I started the Academy for Creative Media, helped to write that into existence and taught those first classes, I ended up as the gallery director for the Hawaii State Art Museum. So I was gallery director and the curator there. And I'm a painter and illustrator as well. My mother was a painter. Actually, I thought that's what I was going to do, be a painter and illustrator. But I've worked on a TV show called Magnum PI back in like 1981, 1982. I was a young guy, and I was like, wow, that's some pretty cool stuff. How do you get one of those gigs? And figured out you had to leave Hawaii at the time and go to Los Angeles or New York or someplace else in order to learn the craft. So I did that, but I started. I thought I was going to be, painter, illustrator. I still do that work. I still do exhibitions and those kinds of things.
Wow.
But, in the last 20 years or so, I've written and produced and directed 3 feature films, and 2 of them are live action and 1 is a documentary. Hopefully, we're in the middle of post-production on the 2 features right now, and we have a goal of getting our last year at the Old Royal Hawaiian film into the Cannes Film Festival next year in March. And in both the last year at the Old Royal Hawaiian, which is an homage to the last year in Marienbad, a film from the French New Wave. I have a real local Hawaiian film. They're both local Hawaiians, starting Hawaiians and Hawaiian families, but the other one is currently named House of the Shark, about a coming of age story about a young Hawaiian boy. And a lot of my paintings and illustrations and animation are in those films. So when those films come out,
we'll have to see that.
You'll have more than enough of my artwork in there.
That's fantastic. Well, I really appreciate your time and getting to learn more about you and all of your amazing work you've done at HPU over the last 15 years. And have a great spring semester, and thank you very much. Aloha.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it, brother.